Hey everyone, this is a video basically demonstrating how to replace the rear wheel bearing on a 2002 to 2005 Honda Civic Si, otherwise known as the EP3. I'm just going to be upfront with you guys and say I'm not really thrilled with how this video has come out. It's kind of lazy. I didn't really put a lot of effort into it, so yeah, if it doesn't seem as thorough, I apologize, but it's still probably worth a watch. You can kind of follow along and see how it's done. Oh, and right here you'll notice that I'm having a hard time getting the wheel off. A good tip for that is to take a rubber mallet and strike it firmly right on the back side of the rim. Rotating the wheel sometimes helps, so as you spin it around you free it up. But yeah, that's the trick I use, and usually does me good. So sometimes when you are working on your Civic, you'll find that your rotors will have Phillips head screws holding it in. There is an impact screwdriver you tap with a mallet that will back these out. You can try lightly heating them to get them out, but most of the time people strip them out and then end up drilling them, like in this case. When I got the car, they were already stripped, so I just drilled them out, and I'm going to pull the rotor off the hub. The screws are not necessary to keep the rotor on the hub. They're just more for locating purposes and keeping the rotor nice and flat on there. But once you tighten the wheel on, just like with most cars that don't have these, it'll just hold it. So no worries there. One way to tell if the bearing is bad, a couple ways actually, is usually you pull it in and out if it's got any play this way. Sometimes you can go side to side like that, up and down. If there's any sort of looseness, then you know you've got a pretty bad bearing. In my case, this bearing hums. but it's humming on the highway. So I'm pretty sure this one's no good. Well, now I have to pry this sucker out of here. So, you know, this is the type of puller that you usually use. This is might be too small, but I'm gonna give it a shot. See what happens. Nice and easy. Perfect. Look at that. Would you just look at it? Oh boy. Yeah, this bearing was toast. It's burned up pretty bad on the inside. It's not even like a grease anymore. It's like a hardened paste. So yeah, this thing was definitely on its way out. Come out of there. Ah, there we are. Look at that. Like butter. Like butter. I don't want to touch it though. There we go. Perfect. Using about 1,000, 1,500 grit sandpaper, something like that. You know, it requires you to press them on and pull them off, but Honda made it easy on us. Perfect. Now let's put our nut back on. Look at this. The socket that I had. It's the same one that fits Volkswagen, so I had it when I worked at Volkswagen, and luckily it works for Honda. So 134 foot-pounds of torque. That's what I got written down over here. That's what I'm going to put on. That's what I'm going to torque it to. Okay. I feel good about that. Makes me feel warm and fuzzy. Time to put my... Well, I gotta put the cap back on. That would help. One thing I want to make clear here is that you need to hit this pinch point on the nut to lock the nut in place after you've torqued it. I had to go back after this video and do that because I forgot to. Don't make that mistake. A nice shiny hub getting all covered by this crummy, rusty old rotor. Well, it's not old. It's actually only maybe 6 months old, this rotor. If that. It's fairly new.
don't forget to reconnect your parking brake bracket to the caliper.